Welcome back to Perks Recap. This is a unique kind of an episode. I just got the idea for this. I can't take full credit for the idea, to be honest. I saw other reactors doing videos like this, and I thought it might be a good idea to do this. So I put a little bit of thought into this. I really did. I actually didn't even have a video yesterday because the time that I usually devote to the video, I was actually just kind of going through my videos and some of my lists that I have and kind of going through to make this list. So what this is the top 5 bands that I have come to know doing this channel that I didn't know previously. So bands that I do know are not going to be on this list. These are not my top 5 bands of all time. Aerosmith is always going to be my #1 favorite band of all time. That's never going to change. But I don't do that many videos of bands that I know or bands that I know the songs of, or I don't know those specific songs. If I know the song, I usually don't do the video. One idea that I do have, and I'm thinking about this now possibly, is maybe I'll do some videos of songs that I know by bands that I know, maybe live versions that I haven't seen before. And that might be a way to expand the library a little bit and get some of these other bands that I've never done on the channel, because I don't need to do Nirvana. I know a lot of Nirvana. I don't need to do Stone Temple Pilots. I know almost every Stone Temple Pilots. I know, I do Aerosmith every once in a while because I want to try to get some exposure to some of their lesser known songs, but really not that many. I'm actually going to do one later today, another one of those Aerosmith songs that are not as well known. But even so, I don't do many songs that I know or many bands that I know. I haven't done anything by Journey. I know a lot of Journey. I have, the list goes on and on. I haven't done anything by the Beatles, things like that. Anyway, this is the bands that I discovered while doing this channel, the top 5 bands. Now you might think that it might be kind of obvious in terms of the amount of videos that I've done for some of these bands. And that is number 5. Grateful Dead is number 5 on this list. And I have done a lot of Grateful Dead. I started the donations for the channel, and I appreciate that so much. But a lot of the people that donated requested Grateful Dead songs. So I went through a period of 3-4 weeks where I was doing Grateful Dead 3-4 times a week, each week. And I got another one actually that just came in. No problem doing that. I'll be doing that one probably in the next couple days here for sure. So Grateful Dead is number 5 on my list. I really, I never was really exposed to them. And I got to say, Jerry Garcia is a much better guitarist than I ever gave him credit for. And that's on me. Anyway, moving on. Number 4 is Phish. And I got to say, I debated between 4 and 5 with Phish and Grateful Dead. And the only reason why I put Phish slightly ahead is because they are a little bit more of a rock style. And the guitar solos that Trey does are absolutely ridiculous. They're so good. He is so impressive. And it's not to say that he's better than Jerry. He might not be. But their guitar solos, they focus on them. He's more in the forefront with these guitar solos. And a lot of times Jerry's laying these great guitar solos or these nuggets down of great guitar work. But a lot of times it's in the background, or it's not quite the focal point of the song at that point. Whereas when Phish does it, the live performances I've seen of Phish, when Trey goes off on a solo, it's all about him. The spotlight's on him. And it's just so incredible. He is excellent. Like I said, these two are kind of neck and neck. I really couldn't decide. You might be able to ask me in a few weeks which one, and I might have Grateful Dead ahead of Phish. But they're right there, 4 and 5. Number 3 is Gary Moore. And Gary Moore, I knew one song by him before this started, and I really enjoyed it. And then Steve Hannum started commenting on my reactions on the channel here. And because of him and his love of Gary Moore, who he thinks is the greatest guitarist ever, and there's a great debate to have, a great side to take on that in terms of supporting him in that thought. Gary Moore, I have learned more about him, learn more about his music, and I've seen so many of his solos and his songs. They're just always impressive. He is one of the absolute best. There's no doubt about it. He made this list, and to be honest, and Stevie Ray Vaughan didn't. And there's another debate: Stevie Ray Vaughan or Gary Moore. Again, for me, neck and neck. I put Gary Moore on here. I did know a little bit more of Stevie Ray Vaughan, a little bit more about Stevie Ray Vaughan before I started doing this. I did learn some stuff, but there was some songs that I stayed away from because I knew them. So I kind of wanted to stick to the, artists that I really didn't know at all or knew very little about. But even so, even on this list, I think I would keep it the way it is. But Stevie Ray Vaughan is right there. If I did a top 6 list, Stevie Ray Vaughan would probably be number 6. Anyway, moving on, Gary Moore. Now, number 2 is Joe Bonamassa. And I don't know how I missed the boat on him. He's still going around. He's still touring. He was actually right near me recently. Another one, great guitar work. And the only reason why I have him ahead of Gary Moore, again, this isn't to say he's a better guitar player than Gary Moore. His collab work with some of these other artists are so good, and especially Beth Hart. Now, she's not on the list, but Beth Hart is an absolutely fantastic singer, great blues singer, and she collabed a lot with Joe Bonamassa. So when I was first reacting to Joe Bonamassa, the first few were all with Beth Hart. So her voice combined with him just made magic. Their songs together are so good. I absolutely love Joe Bonamassa. His guitar work is absolutely stellar, and her voice is unbelievable too. And he's got some other collabs that he's done. And just because of all that other side work that I've seen him do and all these other artists that he brought in, I put him ahead of Gary Moore. And again, it's not because I think he's a better guitar player. It's just the songs that I was exposed to with him and these other artists collabing, I enjoyed so much. And I just want to make sure I put him on the list. So I have him number 2. Number 1 might be a little bit of a surprise. They were the basis of the channel when I started. Now, this band is my favorite band of all the bands and artists that I've learned on this channel since doing it, which is now over a year, or slightly over a year that I've been doing this. And that band is Alice in Chains. They are my number 1 band that I've discovered while doing this channel, and it's a shame that I just discovered them now. The grunge era in the 90s is probably my favorite era of music, or it's one of them at least. It's right up there. And I got into Stone Temple Pilots. I got into Pearl Jam a little bit. I got into Nirvana, a little bit of Soundgarden, although not to a lesser degree. And for some reason, did not get into Alice in Chains. And I don't even know why. I don't know why. They never, I don't know why. I was listening to the radio. I was listening to grunge music. I had friends who were listening. And for whatever reason, I just missed the boat on Alice in Chains. And then I got on board, obviously, while doing this channel, started learning about them, started reacting to a lot of their songs. I reacted to a lot of their songs when I first started this channel, a lot. And now I have a ton on my playlist. I play them in the car constantly. They're my favorite band so far that I've been doing this channel reacting to. And again, you could ask me in a couple months or whatever down the line, give me another favorite 5 list of bands I'm reacting to, and it might be a different list, but that's how I'm feeling right now. That's how I'm feeling a year in, a little over a year in. And yeah, just one other quick note too. Oh, well, first too, if you'd like to donate to the channel, donations for PayPal and Venmo, right there, the information for that. I appreciate that very much. If you donate to the channel, that's the best way to get a reaction out as quick as possible. I definitely will get to your video suggestion if you donate to the channel. Anyway, you might not realize this, and I like to kind of let you guys know on stuff like this, and this would be the kind of video to do it. Even though you get monetized on YouTube at 1,000 subscribers, which I surpassed, and I'm actually approaching 2,000 now, which again, thank you guys so much. You don't get money for every single video regardless. Most of the videos I do, almost all, have copyright claims. And this is one of the reasons why I was into doing this video, is because I don't have to worry about a copyright claim because I'm not playing any music. So there won't be any copyright claims. There won't be any issues uploading this to YouTube. But you got to upload it to YouTube. They'll throw out a copyright claim. You dispute it. And a lot of times you dispute it and 30 days goes by and the dispute is dropped and you're fine and you get all the money. It gets escrowed during the 30 days, whatever. You get the money that way. Or sometimes there's no copyright claim, or you dispute it and immediately they drop it. No problems, no problems. But a lot of times, I'd say about half the times for me personally, that I do a video, it gets copyright claimed, I dispute it, and they come back and say, nope, our dispute is still, our claim, or copyright claim is still valid, and I get no money for that video regardless. And that's about half the videos I put out. And then there's some that you would never even think would be old videos, videos in the 60s, Janis Joplin video. They don't block them necessarily. I get blocked every once in a while where nobody even gets to see it. But a lot of times what they'll do is they'll say copyright claim is valid, but you can still release the video. So the video is out. I'm just not making any money off of it. Janis Joplin's an example of that. The Asian bands that I've been doing that I really enjoy, Love Bites and Bandmate, they both get great numbers for me. They get a lot of clicks, and I appreciate that. But I'm making $0 on those videos because they both get copyright claimed. I dispute, and they both say, nope, the copyright is valid, and I get no money off of those. But that's just, just a little behind the curtain there, a little behind the scenes on how things work around here. So those are my top 5 bands that I've discovered while doing this channel. Number 1, Alice in Chains. Number 2, Joe Bonamassa, Gary Moore, Phish, and then number 5, Grateful Dead. And there's a Grateful Dead song is going to be coming out later today or tomorrow maybe. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed that. Those are my top 5s. Let me know what you think of my top 5 in the comments below. And until next time, I will see you later.